to the door. She pictured her office perfectly, transported herself there in her mind, willed that calm into her voice. Her receptionist's fingers gently clicked the computer keyboard. The rocky fountain bubbled in the waiting room. Her older brother Lionel was a big-shot finance bro and had given her the money to design everything so beautifully from scratch. It made her feel guilty, like she could never do anything so important and pretty for him. She didn't want the man on the bridge to know she was a therapist with a rich big-shot brother and a calming office just yet, because that would separate them. She wanted him to think and know she was like him. They were the same. She had her share of want-to-jump days like everyone else, just had never made it over the railing before. "No thanks. Leave me alone," he said politely. Too politely for death. He hadn't completely made up his mind yet. "I've had some shitty days too. Some really shitty days. I just went through a divorce, and before the ink was dry, I found out my ex-husband got his mistress pregnant. I can't have babies, so it was literally the worst thing that could have happened to me. He's with her now, and they have a little girl. They moved to Montana to be closer to her family. Who lives in Montana? I can't even remember where it is half the time," she said, hating that she'd used the word mistress. She usually tried to avoid it, knowing how it cast a spell she didn't intend. Mistress, with its snaky curves and Marilyn Monroe breathiness, implied so much drama and romance that it seemed desirable. "I'm sorry that happened to you," he said, and paused. "But lots of people live in Montana. It's a regular state. I have friends who live there." His voice snapped, politeness averted. He was looking down at the river. It was cold, and getting colder. Late October, the nights were getting longer. That alone made Tallie start to question whether life was worth living. God turning out the lights. Autumn was okay, but winter was too brutal to tackle alone. And this would be the second winter since her divorce. Joel would be spending winter in Montana with his new wife and baby. "Right. I'm sure Montana is fine. You said you had friends there. Why don't you come over to this side and tell me about your friends?" Tallie said, stepping closer to him. He looked at her before giving his attention back to the river. It was the first time she'd seen his face full on. He had a smattering of light freckles, like someone had accidentally spilled cinnamon across his nose and cheeks. And he was wearing a jacket the same color as his backpack. Both his jeans and boots, syrupy brown. Shattered energy seemed to pulse from him like sonar. Tight blips of loneliness. Tallie translated the eco-collation easily. She was lonesome and blipping too. "We should call them. I bet they'd love to hear from you," she said, moving closer and going into her pocket for her phone. "What are their names?" "I don't want to talk to them right now." "You won't tell me your name or how I can help you?" "No, thank you." "All right, okay," she said, tapping around on her phone, wondering if there was something she could find that might help. She glanced at her car, the open door, the rain falling sideways against the seat. The dome light glowed a blurred white. She wiped her fingers dry, tapped around more. "Have you heard this song? I love this song," she said, turning it up, stepping closer to him. She was on the safe side of the railing. He was on the suicide side. She doubted he would be able to hear the music. It was a loud world. She was only a bit surprised when no one else stopped. No one else pulled to the side and said, "Hey." Everyone always thought everyone else would take care of things. A nervous tick motion of the head to the left.